Let us write a complete Python program to implement binary files. The details of an employee include his or her employee number, employee name and age. Write a menu-driven Python program to do the following. Insert the list that contains the above information to a file, which means there is a list that contains the details of an employee, employee number, name and age. So the list should be written to a file. Certainly the file is a binary file. Display the file on the screen. Display the details of employee whose age is above 30. So for this, let me write a complete menu-driven Python program. Let me open the Python editor. Let me start with a comment. First you need to save the file. The file is already saved. You can see the path of the file. After that you need to write the comment. Yes, the comment is written. Now below that you can write the first function to display the menu. So start with the keyword def followed by name of the function, function symbol. Certainly document string should be there. It is used to display the menu. Now below that you can display the menu. So print statement. Let me copy paste this one. Now start with a heading menu. Now option number 1 of the menu, it is inserting the data. Now option number 2 of the menu, display the binary file. Option number 3 of the menu, display the details of employee whose age is above 30. Age greater than 30. And finally you need to exit from the program. So these are the 4 options present in the menu. Certainly you need a function to read the choice. So you can define the function, write a document string, then you can write the line of code. Choice is an integer, so you can write this. Enter your choice. Now choice should be returned to the main function. After that you can write a function to read a list from the keyboard, and here the list contains employee number, employee name and age. So my next function is R for read list, and here you can write the document string used to read a list. In class 11 we studied the code like this. L is equal to evaluate, and within bracket you can write input, and here you can type a message, enter the details of the employee, and certainly the list should be returned to the main function. Now here I am going to follow a different style. Instead of reading a list like this, certainly you can apply, this will work, but let me go for a different method so that you are familiar with all the methods. The second method is, first let me enter the employee number from the keyboard. Employee number is an integer, so you can type the code like this. It is enter the employee number. Now let me read the employee name from the keyboard. It's a string, so you can type like this, enter the name of the employee. Now you can read the age from the keyboard. Age is an integer, so you can type like this: input, enter the age of the employee. Okay, now this is not a list. The three quantities are there in three variables. Now I am going to create a list with these three elements. You can do like this. It is L is equal to name of the list. L is equal to square bracket. You can write employee number, employee name, and age. So now L is a list that should be returned to the main function. So you can write return L. So I created a function for reading the details of the employee or reading a list from the keyboard. Now after that, the list should be written to a file, and if the file contains custom binary data, it is a binary file. Okay, for writing the list, let me create a function. So def wd for writing data. The list should be passed. You can write a document string used to write a list to a binary file. Step 1. File must be opened for writing purpose. Use the open function. The open function takes two arguments. The first argument, the name of the file that you want to open. So let me use relative path d:// class 12 / files / the name of the file, let it be emb.dat. Second argument, the file mode, why you are opening the file. The file is opened for writing purpose. It's a binary file, so suffix the alphabet B. Now if you open the file in W mode, the problem is the existing contents are deleted and the new data is always written to the beginning of the file. I want to preserve the existing content, and every time the new data should be appended to the file, it should be written to the end of the file. So let me replace this W with A for appending the data, and let variable OFS point to this file. OFS is equal to this one. Now in order to write binary data, you should make use of the function dump. Dump function takes two arguments, comma. The first argument, the list that you want to dump. Second argument, to which file you want to dump the data. OFS is pointing to this file. Now dump function is inside the module pickle, so certainly you need to import that module. Let me import that module. And so this function should be called as module name, that is pickle.dump. So the list is written to the file. The file is a binary file, and after use, don't keep the file in the computer's memory. You should close the file. Now let me create another function to read the contents of this file one by one and display it in the computer's monitor. So let me create the next function. Def, let the name of the function be show. You can write a document string used to display a binary file on the screen. Step 1. The file must be opened for reading purpose. Let me copy and paste this one. The variable name, let me make it as IFS, input file stream. The file is opened for reading purpose, so R. B for binary mode. So you open the file for reading purpose. Now after that, you can use the load function and read the content. So use the load function. The file pointer should be passed. Now load function is a function present in the pickle module, so it should be called as pickle.load, and the answer returned, which is one list at a time, it can be stored in a variable L. Now you can display L, but the load function will read only one record at a time. If you want to read all the records, what I am going to do is, let me use an infinite while loop. So this is an infinite while loop. Okay, now it's very important, understand the working of this one. The load function, suppose this binary file contains two lists. This is an infinite while loop. Load function will read the first list that is stored in this variable, so L points to the first list that is displayed in the computer's monitor. This is an infinite while loop, so automatically the second list retrieved from the file, L points to the second list that is displayed in the computer's monitor. Now no more records are there, but you made use of an infinite while loop, so automatically the load function will be executed. It results in an error, and the name of the error is end of the file error, because no more list, no more data items are there. So what you can do is, if the end of the file error occurs, your program should catch the error and it must be processed. How can you do that? You can use try except. So here try, certainly these are all statements corresponding to try. Okay, so if an error occurs, control will go to except, except. And what is the name of the error? Many types of error may occur. If the end of the file error occurs, you just stop the line of code. So end of the file error. So while executing the try statement, at some point of time, if end of the file error occurs, program will not exit, control will come to this part, and here you can write the code for processing that. You don't need to do anything, so just write pass. Pass means an empty statement. Why did I write pass here? Because if the end of the file error occurs, control will come out of the try statement. This statement will not be executed, control will come here because end of the file error occurred, and you don't need to do anything. Now there is one more keyword by the name finally. What is the meaning of finally? Here, if an error occurs or not, whatever happens here, finally the control will come here. If an error does not occur, anyway this will be executed and finally the control will come here. If an error occurs, suppose if it is end of the file error, the control will come here, nothing to be done here, it's an empty statement, and in that case also control will come to finally. So whatever be the situation here, finally the control will come here, and here what you can do is you can close the file, because the use is over. Don't keep the file in the computer's memory. So please understand the working of this line of code. This is a most important one. So suppose if this binary file contains two lists, it's an infinite while loop. So load function will load the first list, it will retrieve the first list from this file. It is stored in variable L and L displayed. It's an infinite while loop, so this repeats. Load function will load the second list that is stored in variable L, L displayed. Infinite while loop. Now no more data is there in the file, all the list retrieved from the file. So now this statement will throw an end of the file error that is caught here, except end of the file error, nothing to be done. So anyway, finally this will be executed and the file will be closed.